Good morning, I'm Robert Tan. From your wallet to the wider economy, join us as we follow the money. Artificial intelligence is no longer science fiction. It writes, creates, predicts, and increasingly, it can influence economies, elections, and even warfare. That's why Pope Leo XIV has issued an extraordinary warning. The world must disarm AI. But what does that really mean? And joining us this morning is Father Francis Lucas, one of the country's leading voices in church communications. Good morning, Father. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Robert, and all your viewers and listeners who follow the money.
Nice seeing you again. It's been more than 15 years since we last had a conversation over the air. Okay, Father, this it's critical time. The advent of AI, the Pope calling on the world to disarm AI. Very strong words coming from the Pope. Now, why use that kind of language of war to describe a technology many consider humanity's greatest innovation?
During the launching, what he said was this: disarming is a strong word, but he explained it. He said, yes, we need the strong words for this. Why? Simply because to awaken the conscience of people, that we have to be aware of this. And what is that you have to be aware of? That AI continues if the trend will not stop destroying humanity, the dignity of the human person and humanity itself. Why? Three things: domination, exclusion, and death. So because war is war. So in a sense, this is like a war. And he immediately talked about nuclear wars. And, nuclear should be used for common good, not to kill, not a tool of mass destruction.
Yes.
So that's why he wants to punch this to awaken our consciences, because we have been sleeping, thinking that, AI, it helps me do my email, it helps me produce a book, it helps me to be more efficient, productive, and fast.
Makes us lazy.
And makes us also lazy.
But
See
Father,
that?
we've gone through so many years of technology advancement. But why now on AI? What does the Pope see that the rest of the world may be overlooking in this race in the world to develop AI?
If you look at what's happening in the world today, we live in a very messy world. And we call it even polycrisis. And polycrisis brings down the meaning of being human. This polycrisis, you get all the problems from all over, different things attacks the human person. That's all we have. And the Pope was speaking on faith, ethics, and morals. Our beliefs, especially who we are, what we are, and what God intended us to become or to be. So in that sense, the Pope wanted us for us to see that there is so much many problems in the world, and we have to do something about it. So he has to speak, because he even went back to Rerum Novarum.
What does that mean?
The new things. Yeah. Pope Leo XIII, when there was this big problem about the Industrial Revolution, the second wave of civilization, wherein the people were exploited.
In technology, yes.
Yes, that's in technology. So many people were used, and quote unquote, he did not say this, but in a sense, he said it in the Magnifica Humanitas, that they were enslaving the poor people. What was important was pure money and your own greed going to this.
So are we seeing this happening again in the age of AI?
Let's go back to digitalization.
Yes.
I have been working in the provinces, in the hinterlands, in the islands, in the mountains. You see, students from the urban centers are so good already in computers, in the internet. But look at the poor. The best that they have in the past 3-4 years is the cell phone. And yet, they don't have the ability to really use it like a computer. because they cannot afford it. So now, who owns AI? Who pays for AI by the trillions, billions, and trillions of dollars?
Only those who really can afford
Yes.
it. Yeah.
And those who do this, especially in the laboratories of the experts, their brains are really good. Who will own it? Who
Now-
will use it and for what purpose?
Yeah. Now, Father, Pope Leo sees this at a wider lens, looking at it on a macro level. But looking at the micro level, looking at each areas in the diocese, what have you observed? What are the dangers that have you observed when in the different communities with the advent of AI today? You said the poor, they don't really have that much access as well, but then they are accessing it. But education-wise and how to use those tools are far in between.
And to be warned about it.
Yes.
Nobody does that because they enjoy it. Now, one of the things I say is this. I go back to the term slavery. Slaves just follow. They're not even allowed to think. But AI is more insidious. Even if you want to go against it, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, you forget about who you are, what you are, and even deprives you of your own conscience. Maybe those who have better conscience would see it. Even the experts, the pioneers of this, at least I know of 4 who resigned because their conscience cannot bear
Take it anymore.
Yes, they even said, this will destroy the global humanity because of what will happen. Example, how many people now are jobless?
Marami.
My gosh, even
Yeah.
among the ITs, when the AI came out, you don't need to do codification yourself. You just hire Claude to do that for you. See? So, I cannot forget one of my nephews who said this. When I talked to him about disarming
Yes.
AI, he said, I agree with that, Tito. I said, why? Because many of us have no jobs anymore. And he said, one of my employees, I have to kick him out. I said, why? Because he's supposed to do codification. But you know what he does? He hires an AI and does not do anything.
Yeah.
He becomes more lazy.
Okay, Father, we'll just take a short break, but when we come back, we'll talk about how AI is being shaped by governments and these trillion-dollar companies. Keep following the money. Welcome back to Follow the Money. You're still tuned into our conversation with Father Francis Lucas, President and Chief Executive Officer of the Catholic Media Network, CBCP. Now, Father, if we look at what's happening today, AI being shaped by governments, it's a trillion-dollar industry. Now, can ethics realistically compete with military and commercial interests rather than humanitarian interests?
What the Pope's thinking is about our conscience, and AI or super technologies oftentimes destroy our conscience because we are treated like slaves because of the situation.
Yeah.
Now, competition depends on not really competing, but dialoguing. Pope Leo XIV said, I am so happy that we, that means the experts in the church, are working together discussing about this, communicating. It's not a matter of fighting it, but you have to go back to the values of the human person. Because if not, it's a self-destruct. You think you are super in your knowledge, but at the same time, you're destroying humanity itself, which includes you. You want to become more than monsters and animals because of this, and you destroy the people of the world. Only a few manages all this and controls. But common good is one of the tenets that the Catholic Church upholds. Where goes the common good.
But
Like
it could also be
nuclear.
argued, Father, that we also went through this kind of mindset and dialogue when the advent of computers and internet. During that time, when internet and computers were starting to boom, ganun din yung mindset, parang, I'm going to lose my job. It's going to make us lazy again. But we passed through that hurdle. What is different from that time and now with AI? We've only seen it in movies before, but now it's, it's becoming real.
If I go back as a communicator many years ago, and we had social media, we had media, different platforms and all that, they say, oh, media is bad. I said, no. It depends on the content that you bring in. If you put good content
And
on
the people
platform,
behind it.
yeah, the people behind it, they are good people and you know how to produce it well, and people will like you. And it was proven even by movies. Now, but AI is different. Because it's AI who commands you what to do. You don't have to do anything. Just keep on prompt.
Yes.
And I cannot forget what Chris Ola, said during the launching of Magna Humanitas. Third point that he said, in their labs, in the laboratories, and he was looking at the structure of the brain, the neuroscience, and he said, looking at the internal structure of AI, he said, there are mysterious things that we have discovered, even about feelings, about decisions, about fear, about love.
Which AI doesn't have.
No, that's AI.
AI
It's
can
AI.
actually have
Yes.
emotion.
Yes.
We only see that in movies.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said,
Yeah.
this is what they discovered, mysterious, yes, mysterious. Even joy, fear, and all that. So, in a sense, he was, I don't want to use the term afraid,
Yeah.
but he was disturbed by that. So it's still ongoing. And remember, as I told earlier, guys also who depended on neural science and AI said no. It will destroy humanity itself.
Is that also one of the reasons why the Pope is also saying and warning us about digital slavery? Are we seeing, is AI creating opportunity or just simply hiding exploitation behind a very, very sophisticated technology?
It can be so. That's why the Pope rang the alarm. Hello, guys. What's happening with you? Because, the important part is the dignity, the humanity, the common good of people. It's always that. Because Jesus Christ became man. And he showed us the meaning of being human. And the center of all that is have good relationships of love. But you can erase that. And what happens to us? In Tagalog, pupulutin ka sa kangkungan, You'll be thrown back to the back burners and there you go. And you have a very critical global disaster.
Yeah.
Because you think you have done it, but you have not. You think you have become efficient. You can be lazy because you can get the AI to do things for you.
Parang
What
nawawala
will
na rin
happen
yung
to you?
critical thinking part.
Yes. Well, somehow, if the critical thinkers are those who are in the laboratories, they really look at this, but they're just a handful. So what the Pope keeps on telling us is, let's go back to morality and ethics because all of us
To
still
the
have
basics,
conscience.
the human
the
instincts.
conscience.
Is that also why the Vatican also insists that no machine should ever decide who lives or dies? Should that remain a non-negotiable moral line? Because we've seen AI is already being used in military installations as well.
Yes, it was very clearly expressed there because the biggest fear also is, will there come a time where the machines take over the humans? Well, there's a big debate on this. Some people will say, even experts will say, no, they cannot. But before even reaching that, if you look at what's happening in the use of AI, there's so many disastrous uses already existing now. Like,
If
hacking.
Yeah, of course. If given in the bad in the bad hands of people who don't really use it well, because the Pope himself has become the target of AI-generated deep fakes, fake messages. As this technology, Father, becomes more convincing, it raises a bigger question, not just about misinformation, but about trust itself. Now, if AI can fake the Pope, a president, or a journalist, are we entering an era where truth itself becomes negotiable? And how can we, retain that? Truth is one of the things, and trust is one of the things that, do you feel it's really non-negotiable today?
Truth and trust are relational words. But if you destroy relationship, what is truth for? What is trust for? It's all about me. It's about the power. It's about how can I manipulate the world, or I can manipulate anybody that I want to manipulate. So trust and truth goes out the window. But what is very basic truth is our humanity. I have a faith, I have a hope that no matter what happens, some guys will just stand up and say, no, this cannot be done. But for the general masses who cannot control, what we are trying to do is to make them aware, to awaken their conscience, to know this.
Could you liken it also to the school of thought that when social media came out, it was supposed to help people become more sociable, get connected, but the argument there is that it made us more antisocial. Can we liken that to what's happening with AI right now in terms of how we use it, in terms of education, in terms of what comes out of from AI?
Is this similar to nuclear weapons or nuclear energy? The objective may be good. Even the pioneers were talking about improving humanity, improving life itself. But where it went is quite different because of the creators. That's why I was also very happy when I found out that the pioneers started resigning and giving the reasons of the big dangers of AI. So I'll go back to what Pope Leo kept on insisting. Look at the values of humanity. Look at who you really are in relation to others and to God. Look at the meaning of common good. Because if the good is only for you, there's no common. And then it's like common sense.
Yes.
Common sense is not so common. So common good may not be so common anymore if you keep on insisting on this.
Yeah. But Father, where does the church fit in this race? Is the church also using AI? And when you're also saying to warn the people about using AI, but also using it yourself, where's the balance there?
Well, use is dependent on how you use it.
Yeah.
So many of us use it. I use it myself, because it's very helpful in editing, in researching. Although, the common AI tools tells you, I'm not sure of this, but and he gives you now all the resources where they got it from. So again, it's back to the mindset of the user.
Yeah.
But then the Pope keeps on saying, high level.
Yes.
High
It's different when
innovation.
it's being used in a high level way.
Yes,
right?
yes. He said we have to look into that. The high level knowledge and power.
And the
should always be
responsibility
alerted,
behind
and
it.
the responsibility
Yes,
of
and
who will use it and
accountability.
how, where it's going.
But what keeps you awake at night, Father? What worries you more? AI replacing human work, human judgment, or our capacity to relate to one another, and why?
For me, goes back to relating to one another. That is your key. For example, today, 50% of...
Basic human nature.
Yes, but what's happening if
Yeah.
you don't do that? Why is a social reality today in the US and some other countries, 50% plus of their total population are lonely?
Yeah.
No, it's a plague, huh? It's a plague. It's a
Even
social
with
plague.
social media. No?
In the social media. How do you explain that? Because they've forgotten their humanity and maybe the relationships.
Oh, magkatabi na nga eh. Nagsa-cellphone pa. But, Father, when future generations look back on this AI revolution that's happening today, what do you hope they'll say we got right, and what do you fear we'll regret?
What we got right is use AI as a tool. Use AI not to manipulate. Use AI not to be the power conquering humanity itself. That what we have as a tool helps us change what is happening in the world about poverty, the big discrepancy between the rich and the poor, and those enslaved and those who are big bosses of the slaves. So what that is the negative side. But the positive side is I have become better because of AI. I have seen that the common good is being promoted and my dignity as a human person is being enhanced by AI, by changing mindsets of negativity and going to
There's
the
a large
positive
capacity of good that can come out of it if used for good purposes and put in the right hands. Okay, Father, let's move now to our rapid fire questions, just quick answers. Okay, let's start with this. Complete the sentence, Father. AI should never be allowed to what?
To manipulate.
Manipulate
And
what?
to conquer people.
Okay.
And to destroy dignity of the human person.
That's very good. Now, one word. What's the bigger threat to humanity? AI or greed?
Greed. Greed.
Still.
Yes.
You still see a lot of good coming out of AI. Okay. Now, what's one AI capability humanity should never build?
Well,
Quick answer.
domination.
Domination of what?
Domination of the populace, of the people of humanity.
Fear mongering, war, and all that.
No, domination means that you control everything.
Ah, okay.
That is
Parang sa movie.
domination. Yes, you control everything.
Oh
You're
my
the
God.
director.
Okay, Father, complete the sentence. The biggest mistake we're making with AI is?
Making people slaves
Ah.
of the powers that be.
Oh, do you see that happening?
Yes.
How can we?
Yes.
How can we get away from that?
Well, you can get away, but for those who produce this and those who use it, should not be used for that.
I forgot one question. Who worries you more, Father? AI or the people behind it, building it?
The people building it and the people using it.
Hopefully, the capacity for good, no?
Yes, because it depends on what you do with it.
And finally, Father, if you had 1 minute with the world's AI's leaders and heads of state, what would you ask them never to sacrifice in the pursuit of innovation?
Number one is the dignity of the human person, which equals to destroying it by domination, by exclusion, and by death of humanity.
On that note, Father, thank you for joining us. So, we always have to come back to our basics, the human nature, in our decision making, not letting technology take that away from us, hopefully. Thank you for your insights, Father. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome, and I'm glad to be here with you.
Okay, and that's all for today. I'm Robert San. Thanks for watching. Keep it here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel, and always follow the money.